I went from working in a job that was killing me to making my yearly salary in a month with less than 100,000 subscribers. What started off as a hobby to escape my stressful 9 to 5 has turned into an empire that allows me to get paid for who I am, how I think, and not how many hours I work. You don't need 1 million subscribers. You don't need to be the best editor. You don't need a luxury life in order for you to be successful on YouTube and create multiple streams of income. Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm talking about how YouTube changed my life in 6 weeks with less than 100,000 subscribers. Because I believe that all women need to start a YouTube channel in 2026 and stop leaving easy money on the table. And this will be the video that finally nudges you to start. Even if your channel doesn't blow up, you can still make money and be successful, and I'm going to show you how. 6 years ago, I uploaded my first YouTube video, and 597 uploads later, I can say that YouTube has drastically transformed my confidence, my finances, and my life, even though as I record this, I have less than 100,000 subscribers. I was in my early 20s during the most epic YouTube era of Jackie Aina, Patricia Bright, Shirley B. Yang, and I watched my favorite creators more than I watched TV. It looked like they were having so much fun creating YouTube videos. I so badly wanted to tap into my own creativity, but I just didn't allow myself to. Fast forward to 2019, I'm in my late 20s and I have a stressful big girl job and I'm looking for a creative outlet. And that's when I uploaded my first YouTube video. I shared my passions of fashion, luxury, and body maintenance. Felt like I was living a double life, Clark Kent during the day and Superman at night. Even though my channel was a slow burn, I was having so much fun. But all of that was just dipping my toe into YouTube compared to what happened in 2022. My mom passed away, I became a single mom, I went to therapy, started reading again and increased my self-awareness. And that's when the big rebrand began. I started sharing personal development content based on my own life experiences. It felt really uncomfortable because I was now sharing deeper parts of myself and not just the superficial aesthetic side. To say I went through a crash course of introspection would be an understatement. Sharing my story to the interweb and not just my therapist was more healing than I anticipated. As an introvert and an only child, I never really understood the value of community. For other women to find my videos and say that they were going through the same things that I had gone through and that they felt seen by me sharing my story. We live in such a bubble in our day-to-day life that we don't realize there's a lot of people in the world and that you're not the only one who's going through what you're going through. YouTube has changed me as a person. It changed how I see myself and how I see the world, and it gave me the confidence to now show up on other platforms like Instagram and TikTok, and I've now been able to build a community of over 180,000 women across platforms. Because once you've mastered YouTube, the other platforms will feel like a walk in the path, because YouTube is truly the queen of all social media platforms. And I was posting fashion, luxury, and body maintenance content. Brands would offer me their clothes, shoes, jewelry, or any other product in exchange for being featured in my videos. And I thought I had made it. You couldn't tell me nothing. I felt seen and validated. It's only when I started attending networking events and hearing other creators talking about how much they were charging, they got paid for this campaign, and I was like, hold on a minute, are you telling me that I should be getting paid to promote these brands on my channel? But I never seemed to convert those gifted partnerships into paid partnerships. I didn't really have an unfair advantage that set me apart from other creators, especially as a small creator. One of the biggest lessons I've learned through my content creator journey is that subscribers subscribers don't matter. I know creators who have 80,000 subscribers or even over 100,000 subscribers and they've never had a paying brand deal. I've attracted multiple paying brand deals since I had 20,000 subscribers. If I could go back 6 years ago, I would stop begging people to subscribe to my channel. I would stop doing follow for follow, and I would just create as much content as I can to identify my unfair advantage and foster an engaged community. What matters is the engagement. That's the views, the likes, the comments, the saves, because that not only boosts the engagement of the video so it can get shown to more people, but it also makes you more appealing to brands that you have an engaged community. Also matters what you talk about, how you show up, your unfair advantage, whether it's your editing skills, whether it's your story, or even just your personality or how you tell your stories. I'm not good at everything, but I also now know where my strengths lie. That would not have been possible if I didn't just press record and upload. You have to just show up and be visible even when you don't have a clear plan of what you're doing and where you want to go. As you grow and evolve as a person, so will your content and your channel. One thing that a lot of people say is you shouldn't care what people think about you on social media, but the reality is if you're showing up on the internet, there's some part of you that is seeking validation. I was recognized by YouTube themselves as one of the top YouTube creators in 2023. It was very validating because at this point I had been creating for 4 years and I had been on 30,000 subscribers for what felt like years. My engagement was really low, I wasn't really growing, and I was actually losing subscribers. So to be seen and acknowledged in that season meant everything. I've had amazing life experiences because I'm on YouTube. I've been flown out to Kenya, I've gone to the Brit Awards, I've gone to premieres of TV shows on Netflix and Disney. I actually went to the McLaren Technology Center with YouTube in summer, and as someone who's not an F1 girly, that's not something that was on my bingo card. And it taught me that somebody is always watching. A brand, a decision maker, or even a potential client. Whether you only have 2 views, YouTube is owned by Google. It's a search engine. So people come on here to look for information. They're searching how to, they're looking for industry leaders. So regardless of how many subscribers you have or even how many views you have on that video, the opportunities are countless. You can attract opportunities from the point of view uploading that video to even 10 years later, because YouTube videos have a long shelf life compared to other social media platforms. And that's why it's so important to think long term when it comes to YouTube and not just short term gratification. Being on YouTube has made me a more selfless person. I've realized that not caring whether people watch, like, or comment on your videos means that you're posting for you and not for other people. Creating content is about the people who are watching you. Whether you're entertaining them, whether you're educating them, whether you're inspiring them. When people come on social media, they're not thinking about you. They're thinking about escaping from their stressful lives. They're thinking about learning something new. They're thinking about having a laugh. So I use my analytics to figure out, what do people actually want to see from me? Which video had the most comments and what was the conversation in the comment section? Which video had the most shares, which means that the video was so valuable that they had to share it with somebody else? Which video has the highest click-through rate, which means that there's something about my title and thumbnail that made people want to watch the video? The more I tailor my videos to what my audience actually want to see, the more value that they get from me. And this is a transferable skill that I use in my Instagram, TikTok, and in my business. Another way that YouTube has changed my life is that it's made me a better businesswoman. A lot of people start businesses and then have to figure out how to find their customers and clients, then how to convince them to buy. But by starting YouTube first, it opened up a whole new world of organic marketing, understanding the algorithm, what content works, human behavior, and buying patterns. When I partner with a brand for a video, I'm essentially marketing and selling on their behalf, but doing so in a natural, seamless way that doesn't disrupt the viewing experience. I have to know which video topic is relevant for each brand, that's not too salesy, but is also going to convert to sales for the brand. It means I make more sales and I make more money. So my only ask of you after watching this video is that you go and make your own YouTube video right now. If you want to know the best investments that every woman should do right now, make sure you watch this video. Like this video if you want to see more videos on femininity and money. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah. Bye, lovelies.